Very good morning everyone. In our previous session, we have performed three different programs: pointer to object, pointer to derived class, and this pointer. In our today's session, we are going to discuss virtual function, pure virtual function, abstract class, default argument to virtual function, and last, the theory of RTTI, because in the theory portion this question may ask. So we are going to conclude with the RTTI theory. This session is important. So this session is very much important based on the practical exam as well as based on the theory exam. So let us begin with the practical session. We'll start with the virtual function. First of all, let us start with our first program, which is related with the pure virtual function. So let me give comment line example of virtual function. What is the definition of virtual function? Using single pointer variable to refer to the object of different classes. Let me repeat the definition once again. Using virtual function, you can use a single pointer variable to refer the objects of different classes. So that is the functionality provided by the virtual function. Now we are going to include two header files, iostream.h and has include conio.h. We are going to create one class which is called base class. Now give public keyword void display. See, base class and derived class both contains method display and show. Over here I am going to write \n base display. Now I am going to write virtual function using virtual keyword virtual void show cout \n base show. I am going to give the comment line over here, which you also need to write in the journal so that at the time of exam you can refer the same. Virtual function takes different functionality in the derived class. That means what? See, over here I have created one class called base, right? In base class we have declared one display method and one show method. Display is a normal UDF which I have declared, but void show is a method which I have declared as a virtual. Now similarly I am going to create one more class called derived. Again going to inherit base class inside derived class. Going to put public keyword. Again in the derived class also I am going to take same method, that is display and virtual void show. Both the methods which we have already declared inside the base class I am going to declare inside derived class also. So over here we have also studied the concept of overriding. What is the term overriding? Function having same name and same return type, but the class name would be different, and that concept is known as overriding. So remember one thing, there is a difference between overloading and overriding. When overloading is there, at that time it is declared inside the same class having different types of argument list and same return type, and function name should be same in that case. But when you are going to use concept of overriding, at that time class would be different. See, this is a base class and this is a derived class. So over here void display is a part of base class, over here this void display is a part of derived class, right? Now what happens, inside derived class I am going to write message derived display. Similarly over here cout, derived show. So this both are the functions which we have declared in the base class. Similarly, same function I have declared in the derived class. But over here we are going to learn the concept of virtual. Remember one thing, you can make any function as a virtual function. Virtual function gives you the facility to have different types of functionality in the derived class, right? So with the help of virtual you are able, this is a simple method and this is a virtual method, and this concept is known as overriding. What is overriding? I am going to repeat the difference of overloading and overriding once again. If overloading is there, at that time it is declared within the same class, but number of argument would be different, return type would be same, the name of function would be same. But when you are going to use the concept of overriding, at that time the class would be different, but whatever the return type or name of function or argument, all the things would be same in that cases. So this is the basic difference between overloading and overriding. So over here we have used the concept of overriding because we have taken or we have designed UDF display in both the classes. So over here class name is different. Now in the void main portion, we are going to create pointer object of base class, because see over here comment from the comment line, we need to take a single pointer variable through which we can call different object of we can call objects of different classes. So over here we are having two classes, one is called base class and another is called derived class. Now I have created the pointer object of base class. Now base B, that is a simple variable, B1 equals to address of B. This we have already done in our previous video. Now I have called display method using B object, B pointer object, and show method using pointer object. Now what happens, I am going to create simple variable of derived class. See, this is the concept of this program, derived D, but I am going to use the pointer object of base class. So B1 equals to ampersand D, D of display and D of show. Let me save the program first, then we are going to discuss regarding the program. I think this is the program number 4. Because first program is referred with the pointer to object, second is called pointer to derived class, third is called this pointer. So this is the fourth program which is based on the virtual function. Now first of all we will see the output, then we are going to discuss about the program. Okay, over here pointer requires side by side. So over here we need to take B1. Similarly over here also we need to take B1 because we have already give the reference of D. So using B1 object we are going to perform the practical. So this is the output of this program, this particular program. See, first of all it displays the content of base display, then base show, then again base display and derived show. So in this case what you people understand then that when we create the pointer object of base class, we have given the reference of base object, then B1 of display. So it will call the display function of base class only. Similarly, when you are going to call the display method of show method of base class, in that case also naturally the object of base class is created, so it will call the show method of base class. Now the changes you need to understand over here is about derived class. Over here, see, in the third line, I am going to run the program once again. In the third line, it will call only the base class display method. Why? Because we have created the object of base class. So it will call if both the class contains the display method. At that time when you create object of base class, when you give the reference to the base class over here, see, over here we have given the reference of derived class, but what is the pointer object? That is B1. So it will call display method of the base class only. So when you want to give such kind of facility, then whatever the reference I have passed with the pointer object, I want to call the method of that class. At that time you can use or you can make that method as a virtual method. So virtual means different functionality in different classes. That means whatever the object is created, when you make any method as a virtual method, at that time it will call the method which is related with particular class. Now I am going to repeat this particular concept once again. If you are having base class as well as derived class and you are having display and show method in both the classes, that means you have used the concept of overriding. At that time it is possible that when you create object pointer object of base class and you give first time reference of base, second time reference of derived, right? So if you want to make the different function behavior, at that time you can use or you can make that method as a virtual method. So in future when you are going to call that method, at that time whatever the reference you have given or passed, it will call that method. Over here we have taken two methods. One is called simple method, the other method is called virtual method. So virtual means different behavior, right? So whenever the object is created of particular class and that method is declared as a virtual method, so with the help of whatever the object you have created, over here we have referenced about B, so it will call the method which is declared inside the base class. The show of base class method is called. Similarly, when you create the object of derived class, at that time because we have used virtual method, you can call show method of derived class, but display is a normal method, so it will definitely call base class method because we have created pointer object of base class. If you avoid virtual keyword in the show method, at that time I am going to remove this, right? At that time it will call only the base class method. See over here, you will get all the output which is related with the base class, even though you have given the reference of derived class. See over here, even though it will call the method of base class because we have taken the pointer variable base. But yes, definitely when you create any method and you just need to make or use the keyword virtual before the return type of method. Got it? I hope the virtual keyword program is cleared properly. Now let me take one new program which is called pure virtual function. Let me take one new program, example of pure virtual function, or do nothing function. Going to give the comment line over here. It is a function having no coding and initialization of value and is declared in base class. We are going to include two header file as always, iostream.h, and has include conio.h. Class area, that is the name of class. Now going to take two variables, double data type h and w, height and width. Now void input double height double width. Now the name of class variable is h and argument variable is height, w and width. So over here I have taken one function called input with argument. So when I call this function, at that time I need to pass two double arguments. One is called height, other is called width. Now see, I am going to declare pure virtual function. What is called pure virtual function? When you declare any function which does not contain any body or any coding or any initialization of value. Refer this line. Do nothing function. That means this function does not perform any code or any task in the area. Yes, when you are going to develop one new class, at that time definitely this function has been developed. But right now when I am going to create any function which does not contain any body or code or initialization of value, that function is known as pure virtual function. And pure virtual function can be declared using virtual keyword, then return type of function, then name of function, then two brackets which represents the argument list equals to 0 and semicolon. This is the syntax to declare pure virtual function inside the class. Now I am going to create one new class which is called rectangle. I am going to inherit public area. Inside rectangle class, I am going to develop the output method. Over here no need to write virtual keyword because when you are going to declare the function in the area, at that time only you need to use. Now see, remember over here that class area contains virtual method as well as non-virtual method. See, this is a simple method and this is called non-virtual method. So area contains virtual method, as well as non-virtual method, and whatever the virtual method you have declared, that you need to implement in the other class. Cout \n rectangle is h into w. Similarly, one more class I am going to create, that is called triangle. You need to inherit public area class. Which type of inheritance is this? Area, rectangle, triangle. So this is a hierarchical inheritance we have used right now. See, all the 5 types of inheritance you need to mug up, right? From program or from coding you can easily get that which type of inheritance you have used inside program. Now same method I am going to implement over here. Cout \n triangle is 0.5 multiplied by height multiplied by width. Okay, now see what I have performed. I have taken 3 classes. First is called area, second is called rectangle, and third is called triangle. Now area is a base class, so I have inherited area over here. Area contains pure virtual function as well as non-virtual function. This is the simple UDF which we have declared, and this is the pure virtual function which we have declared. How pure virtual function is declared? Using virtual keyword and by putting 0 to the function. What is the meaning of declaring pure virtual function? Sometimes it is also referred as do nothing function. From the name only you are able to get that any function which does not contain any body or any initialization, that function is known as virtual function, and you are going to develop the body of that particular function using the derived classes. Over here I have taken rectangle and triangle. Inside that void output method I have declared. So remember one thing, that area contains non-virtual function as well as virtual function. Now one more UDF I am going to create which is not part of any class. So it can be directly called when you are going to call data method. So this is a function which I am going to create. See, this is an advanced program which we are going to learn today. So be careful and listen the video carefully. What I have performed over here, I have taken one function which is called data, which contains return type as a void. So when you call this function, at that time you need to pass any simple object. Over here I have taken pointer object. See, this is the same as this. Over here we have taken pointer object, no, and then later on we have passed the reference of base. Over here we have passed reference of derived. So similarly we are going to perform that task over here. Let me create the structure of void main. Clear screen and get ch. First of all, we need to create object of rectangle class r1.input. Using input method I am going to pass two values 3.3 and 4.5. double value is there. Now simple data is a simple UDF. I just need to pass the reference of r1. Similarly I am going to create triangle class object t1 dot input 4,5, which can be considered as a double value, and inside data I am going to pass the reference of triangle object. One more thing I want to mention over here, that is a comment line. Not that a class containing pure virtual function cannot be used to declare any object of its own. That means when you are going to perform area A1, right now I am putting comment line over here, but when you are going to perform area A1, which will not be considered. So remember one thing, that any class which contains pure virtual function, you are not able to create the object of that particular class. Now let me save the program first, then we are going to explain the code. Program number 5. Let us execute the program. Yes, the output is proper. First output is 14.85 and second is 10. .3, 4.5, 3.3 multiplied by 4.5, the output is 14.85. And what is the output of 4 into 5, 20, multiplied by 0.5, that is 10. So output would be triangle. So in this way the area has been calculated. But let us understand the program. First of all, you have created object of rectangle class. We have called method r1.input. So it will call the input method from the area class. Over here we have already inherited area class. So H contains 3.3, W contains 4.5. Now what happens? We have called data method. See over here we have not used any object to call this particular method, because this is the simple UDF which we have created. So you just need to call it directly with the data. Then area pointer is there, so you need to pass the reference of any variable or any class. Over here I have passed the reference of rectangle. So 3.3 multiplied by 4.5. So approximately 14.85 is the answer. So data A of output. What is the value of A? That is ampersand R1. Over here pointer A refers to the ampersand R1. So over here what happens? It will call output method of R1. And what is the output method of R1? Rectangle is. Similarly, when you create object of triangle class, it will call t1.input 4, 5. So H contains 4, W contains 5. Now again we have called data method, but this time we have passed reference of T, that is the object of triangle class. So over here pointer A contains the reference of T1 and it will call T1 of output. So it will call the output method of triangle class and this code is executed, and in this way you are able to calculate the area of triangle. So for the first time it will call output method of rectangle class, next time it is called output method of triangle class. So this is the second program of our today's session. First program is based on the virtual function, second program is based on the pure virtual function. Now I am going to implement one new program which is called abstract class, or over here we have declared two different functions. One is pure virtual function and other is called simple function, right? So now we are going to create abstract class. That means we are going to create such kind of class using which contains only pure virtual function, which does not contain simple function. One more thing I have skipped over here in this program. I want to remove this comment line. Let us run the program. The error will come that you cannot create instance or object of area. Why? Because it contains pure virtual function. So always remember one thing, that any class which contains pure virtual function, you just need to take care that this particular class cannot create you cannot create object of that particular class. Now I am going to create one new header file, example of abstract class. This all programs are very much important, so listen the video carefully, and if concept is not clear, then again and again you can refer the video and clear your concept. Now pure virtual function, these three programs are connected with each other. So if the lecture gets a bit longer, at that time we will continue with the next video, but right now let me complete this program. One theory program, one program is there and one theory RTTI is there, which we are going to complete in next video. But right now let me complete the third program, which is related with the abstract class. It has include iostream.h, has include conio.h, class shape, that is the name of class, which contains pure virtual functions, void area equals to 0, virtual void input equals to 0. So you are able to see that this particular shape class contains only and only virtual functions, and when any class contains only pure virtual function, that class is known as abstract class. Let me repeat once again. Over here in our previous program, we have declared class area which contains non-virtual function as well as pure virtual function. But when you are having such kind of requirement where you just need to declare any function as a pure virtual function, or you need to declare any class which contains only pure virtual function, that concept is known as abstract class. Now we are going to create class circle, and inside class circle we are going to inherit public shape. Now public integer r, void input. See, input is a method which we have already declared in the base class, so we are going to implement the body of that particular method over here. Similarly, void area. For the area we are going to use cout \n area of circle is, and you just need to put a formula regarding the circle. Similarly, I am going to create one new class called rectangle, going to inherit public shape. Then again I am going to develop above two methods which is declared inside area class. Let us take two variable, length into breadth, L into B, void input. Inside input we are going to store the value of L by 10 and B by 20. Variable name you can take any one, void area. Over here we are going to print the area of rectangle is, and we can put the formula of rectangle L into B. One more class I am going to declare. The program is bit lengthier, but it is easy to understand. You just need to implement the formula. public void input. Two variables we need to have, b into h. I am going to initialize 10 into b and 10 into h. Void area, cout area of triangle is, and we need to put a formula which is based on the triangle. Now we are going to create one output method, shape pointer s, and in our previous program whatever we perform, we are going to perform in that way only. S of area, void main, clear screen and get ch. Now we just need to declare the object of circle class, object of rectangle class and object of triangle class. Now first of all let us call input method using C1, then R1 and then T1. Now output method, which is not part of any class, so we just need to pass the reference first of all C1, then R1 and then T1. Let me save the program, 6 program. Let me execute the program. Area of circle is 314, area of rectangle is 200 and area of triangle is 50. Now let me explain the program. First of all, you have created the object of circle, rectangle and triangle class. So if any default constructor is there, at that time it is executed. But right now you are not having any default constructor. So now C1, R1 and T1 dot input is called. So C1 contains R by 10, R1 contains L by 10 and B by 20 and T1 contains B by 10 and H by 10. Now output is a normal UDF which we have declared with the help of base class pointer. Base class pointer calls the method area. When you first reference the C1, at that time pointer S contains reference of C1 and it will call C1 of area. So area method of circle class will be called. In second case, it will pass the reference of R1. So R1 of area is called. And for the third time, pointer variable S contains the reference of T1. So T1 of area will be called. So in this way program is executed. So in our today's session we have performed 3 programs which is based on the virtual keyword. First is related with the virtual function, second is related with the pure virtual function and third is related with the abstract class. Now let me share the notepad file for the same. 2 topics still we have remain, that is default argument to virtual function and the theory of RTTI, which we are going to complete in our next video. Let me share the notepad file for today's session. This is the first program which you need to write in the journal. I am going to scroll down up to the base class and let me scroll up to the void main. So this thing you need to write in the journal with proper output. Let me share second notepad file. regarding pure virtual function. This particular class contains non-virtual function as well as virtual function, which is called do nothing function. When any method is declared by the 0, that is called non-virtual function. Let me scroll down. 3 classes we have created: class area, class rectangle and class triangle. One more method we have created, that is data method. You cannot create object of any class which contains pure virtual function. Let me share the last file of today's session, which is based on the abstract class, which contains both the methods as a pure virtual method. So again over here we have created 3 classes: class circle, let me scroll down, class rectangle and class triangle. These 3 are the classes which we have created using shape class. One method output. Again over here you cannot create you cannot create object of shape class. And in this way there are 3 different programs which is based on the virtual. This is more than enough for our today's session. Thank you all.